Hey guys, my name is Ricky Carter. We're going to start a new channel called Crafted Worship. And yes, this is another worship guide tutorial to help you be a better worship leader, be a better worship pastor. And my goal is to help you not just in like physical things, and we're gonna go through a couple stuff, but it's also about training you, helping you disciple your ministry. But a lot of you guys want to know how to get your Sunday morning services looking a little bit better, sounding a little bit better, just flowing a little bit better. And so my goal again is to help you guys do that. I've been a worship pastor full time now for about 10 years. I live in a little town in North Carolina called Clinton, and we have a church that is hovering around the 475-ish mark at the moment. And God is doing some great things. So I figured I would share just some insight with you guys along the way. And that's what today's video is about. Just introducing myself, introducing where we are, showing you the space, and showing you kind of a brief setup. And that way you guys can tell me what would help you guys out as far as what we're doing here. And I can make future videos for that. Now, this space that we're in, we call it the Life Center. We have two sanctuaries. We have a front sanctuary that is more for traditional services. It looks traditional, and then we've turned this gym into a worship center as well. We felt for a while now that our community has enough traditional style services, and we wanted to be technically and uniquely different for a purpose, and that is to reach people that those other churches might not be able to reach. And so that's why we have gone to a contemporary style worship. We do contemporary music, Bethel, Elevation, Red Rocks, you name it. If it's on the radio or if it's brand new kind of stuff, we're trying to dabble into that with the intent of still honoring those people that got us to where we are now. So we're not doing any crazy weird stuff, but we are trying to stay contemporary for those that might be coming to us that are younger, excited for this kind of a style of worship. And so that's kind of where we are in that realm of things. This used to be a gym. You can't see it, but there are basketball goals up hanging on the ceiling. We don't use them anymore because our stage is a permanent stage now. And it's kind of hard to move. So we've realized that this is where we're at for right now. Hopefully God is leading us as we're growing. I mentioned we're about 475 people. We grew from about 350 2 years ago to 475, and we're seeing our numbers increase. So who knows, maybe in the future a new building might happen and this can become a gym again for its purpose. But for now, this is where we're at. We've been here for a little over 11 or 12 years, I believe, in this space. They did this before us, before I got here. And so this is where we're at. We can sit about 375 people in this room, and we have two services, a 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock service, both identical. And then we do life groups. You guys might call them Sunday school. We do life groups in between. So with all that being said, let me just really briefly take you to our soundboard. We'll check out what board we're running, what lighting software we're running. We'll take you upstairs because that's where we run ProPresenter and our live stream. And then I might take you on the stage real quick just to show you guys what we got going on here. So let's go to the soundboard. All right. So let me just first say I'm using an iPhone right now. If the channel gets bigger, we will definitely upgrade. But for now, it makes no sense. That's the first thing. Let's teach you that real quick. It makes no sense to spend money on something that you don't know is going to work or not. Don't waste church finances or your own personal finances just to try something. Get feedback first and then dive in. So that's lesson number one. Don't waste the church money or your own money. So with that being said, we are using an iPhone. I got it on a tripod. We're going to do our best to give you guys what you need. So with that being said, we run a Midas M32. We are maxing out the channels. I think we have one channel left. And so you'll see this little Soundcraft analog board here. And here's what we do. Obviously, we run all of our instruments, our microphones, and then we have them set up to buses over here. And what we use our Soundcraft for, I'll pull it up a little bit so you don't just see my finger. What we use our Soundcraft for is our Spotify, which is run off our lighting computer, and I'll show you that in just a second. And then we run Spotify there. Then we have our iMac upstairs that runs ProPresenter, and we run any video, audio off of that. And then we love to be in the community, and so our local high schools, middle schools, elementary schools, they will come near the end of the year to reward those students that are doing great in school. And we open up our church and we have a movie. And we don't just use the screen that I'll show you in a minute. We actually have like a 20-foot by 20-foot screen. And so we have movie days in here for them, for our own church, Super Bowl parties, all that kind of stuff. And when we do that, we run our audio through here. This is just so that we have a couple more channels. That way we're not running all the channels here. We use 2 channels to run stereo, all of this stuff. So that's how we do this. This rack right here has all of our microphone transmitters in it. And then we've just moved our, we use playback to run our tracks. We just moved our interface back here to free up and be able to move the iPad on the stage. And I'll show you that setup in just a minute. We used to run all of this on the stage, and it was just attached. You could only go like 6 feet with the cable. And so now we're using the remote for playback, and this just works a lot better, and it cleans up a lot of mess. I know I'm jumping around here, but I'm gonna show you a picture real quick. That's what we pulled out of the stage. When we put it together, we just kind of pieced it all together and used what we had. And when we made the change to start using the remote and using a laptop to run it from the soundboard, we just bought a 6-foot snake, and somebody's trying to call me. We're not gonna let that happen. We use a 6-foot snake that runs from the interface to the soundboard. We do have a little bit of gain issues, so we're gonna try to do some stuff because it's just line level in. So it's a lot hotter than what it was, but it has cleaned up all that stuff that you've seen in that picture, and it's just made it a little bit user friendly. So with that being said, that's what that's for. Let me move the camera. You're gonna jiggle around a little bit. Down here, we've got a Behringer rack, and that runs all of our in-ears for our band. We don't do floor wedges. We use in-ears, and then in the whole thing, that's where all the transmitters are for that. Then over here in this one, we've got a CD player, just because some people don't like to update and use thumb drives or whatever. We're still having people use CDs. And then we have a power conditioner, and I love it because for anybody, not just for us, but for anybody that comes in here and needs to turn on the power, we just tell them, hey, turn the key, it'll power on everything in the right cycle that it needs to, and then turn the key off and it powers it down. So that's that setup. Like I mentioned, let's get you over here. We run playbacks and playback from multitracks. And the cool thing is, again, that we can run everything here. The sound person has the capabilities of adjusting here, instead of saying, hey, the guy up there, we need you guys to pull the electric guitar down or whatever that's in the track. So I like the functionality here. The only problem with it being back here is this is the main station for it. So you have to edit everything here and save it on here. You can't edit from the stage other than a track. So if you want to automate, if you want to cut a track, if you want to do anything like that, you have to come back here. So that's kind of a but it is what it is. It works pretty good. All right, moving on. I know this video is getting long already. We use LightKey to run our lights. It's a very cool basic setup. I've done a video, and it's on my channel, on how we do it. We do it a little bit different than what a lot of people run, and it works for us based off of what we have done in the past. So that's where we're at. Also, something just because it caught my eye while we're moving around, we're using this Hollyland microphone today. Our connection and live stream pastor, he bought these. I think they're like 150 bucks. They're magnetic, so you can just move them wherever you want. And then you just plug it. Say this is my phone. You plug it into the side of the phone, and you get pretty decent quality for 150 bucks. So that's what we're using the audio for now. All right, let's head upstairs and we'll look at how we run. I'm looking over here. I'm getting used to it, guys. You'll be all right. Let's go upstairs and we'll look at ProPresenter real quick, just a setup, and I'll show you guys. We don't have it turned on, but I'll show you guys how we run live stream as well. All right, so we made it up into our, stupidly enough, everybody calls something that's up high the eagle's nest. I refuse to call it that. We just call it the tech room, okay? We're not fancy, we're not cool, but let me tell you a hidden secret. We got Abraham Lincoln looking over us. So everybody's got to stay honest, all right? Now, we run ProPresenter 7 at the moment, and I love it. We just upgraded how we send out everything. We're using, gosh, I cannot remember the name. My mind just went blank. But we're using an SDI box with the DeckLink Duo from Blackmagic to send out all of our SDI. We run a main screen. We run a stage display, and then we also run to our live stream. From here, we don't use ProPresenter to live stream. We run it to our ATEM, and we'll get to that in a minute. And then we also run a TV feed, CCTV, pretty much in-house through our to our foyer, to like a cry room, I guess we would call it, just to make it easy. And then we run it next door to our fellowship hall, so that if we have overflow, we have it there. And then we also run it into a couple of our other classrooms for nursery and all that kind of stuff. So we're running that. It's pretty basic setup. I can show you guys some videos. Something that's cool is this right here. So this screen right here is our stage display. And what I do is I pull up, and I don't know if I'm doing this legally or not, so don't tell anybody, but it's in-house and we've already paid for it, so maybe it's all right. I pull up the whole chart, and then I'll take screenshots of subsections for the verse, the chorus, and then I put them up here. I hate, H-A-T-E, I hate music stands. Everybody looks down at them. You're not engaged. And so at least this way, if you don't memorize your music, it's on the back TV, so at least your head's up. Even if you're staring at the same thing, at least your head's up. So there's a video on the channel already about how I do that, so check that out if you're interested in that. Other than that, this is it. A few weeks ago, we bought this Stream Deck piece of equipment, and I love it. We got it just set up for different sections, and it's cool because you just push a button, it goes to the next slide and all that kind of stuff. New sections, new songs, and it's just an easy shortcut to not have to use the mouse or the space bar or the down arrow or whatever. So we just started using that. Since we are up in this room, it's glassed in. All this wasn't here. We closed this in. We have a microphone for our tech people. They can hear everything, even what the MD and the tracks sound like in here, so that they're staying on cue. But also they needed a way to talk to us instead of calling us on the phone. So what we've done is I have this panic button that I bought years ago, and we have it set up to where they have to push this button down and hold it to talk, so it's not active the whole time, so we're not hearing any conversations. So I do like that. Now let's see if I can take you off of here. I just did this. Hey, look, we're learning together. Don't judge me. He's watching you. This is how we have this set up, and I hope you can see that because I can't see. We have a Mac Mini that's running ProPresenter, and then we have the case. Nope. We have the case for our DeckLink Duo right there. Here, let me just show it to you this way. Our DeckLink Duo here, all of our cables are running out the back of the wall, and then it's all in this jumbled up mess going a whole bunch of different ways. And then we have our audio, just a direct box for the audio that's coming out. And then that blinking light right there is one of the Blackmagic HDMI to SDI connectors. I'm moving my hand, guys. Bear with me. Yo, I told you, man, we're budget right now. But that runs to our switcher. Now let's get to our switcher. Again, nothing's on right now, so I apologize. I'm not over this anymore. We have let one of our other pastors take over. And so we have the A10 Mini Extreme right here to video switch. Also, I've acknowledged that the Stream Deck would be maybe even a little bit easier than this. And then just setting it over here, because what we do is obviously you can see what's going on live, but all of our cameras are up here on the TV, where you can see we have 4 cameras downstairs. We have a left and a right, and then we have a straight middle that isn't manned, and then we have one that's off center that's manned. So 3 manned cameras, 1 stationary camera, and then for our pre-service, we just use this one for right before service starts, maybe 10 minutes into, people on live stream can feel like they're actually in the service, and they can see people roaming around and just feel that part instead of just the service. So we do that. And then we've got everything running on these Hollyland remotes. So nothing is hardwired anymore. The only thing that is hardwired on the cameras is the power, and we're working on getting some batteries for that. But this is the setup, man. We just upgraded and got tallies for all the lights, so the speakers and the camera operators can know, what light is live and what light is next in that. So that's kind of cool. And then we're using EarTech hearing system. I bought those a long time ago, so I can't remember exactly what brand they are. But again, all of this information, if you want more, I will be more than happy to tell you in a comment or make a video about it. So we're using the EarTech system. All right. Let's go on the stage really quick. This is like a 15-minute video already. So let's go on the stage. I'll show you that, and then we'll be done. All right, so we're back on the stage, and real quick, here's the drum booth that we built last year. Phoenix sells these for like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. I think you can buy like a Lamborghini cheaper than what you can get for those, but they are good. So we stole that design, found a YouTube video like what you're doing now. Found a YouTube video that laid it out pretty well. We made some adjustments, but this is our booth. It's the glare on there, but the whole back wall is covered in foam, and there's a door out the middle of the back. There's fans and stuff. There's a video on my channel already about how we built this. So if you want to learn that, you can do that. We just got done putting these bar lights up and putting power sources to that. So I can't show you our guitar. Actually, nope, he took it. Sorry, guys. Our guitar player plays there. And maybe in a video, I'll let them kind of share their equipment, what they're using, which I know a lot of you guys like that stuff. I'm not a guitar player. I'm an acoustic guitar, but not an electric guitar player. We got our bass set up. And then we gutted this piano. This piano was from like the 1930s. Our old pastor's mom passed away, and they were looking to get rid of it. The piano stood like this tall, so we cut it out, and we can't afford a Nord. So what we did was we had this keyboard already here, and then on that screen right there, we run MainStage off of it for our sounds. And then we got the Mac Mini mounted right there up underneath, and then all of our cables are running there. I don't like to show cables. I'm weird like that. Let's see. That's about as much of the cables that I will let be on stage. I hate all of this, but the way that we run tracks, our bass players are MD, and so unfortunately we have to have that. But it's kind of It's kind of all grouped together, so it looks like it's supposed to be there with the foot pedal. So, but I don't like a lot of cables, so I'm a stickler about that. And but anyway, man, that's it. Real quick, while I'm thinking about it, there's one of our camera stands. Our non-man camera is mounted on the wall, and then right there is a man camera, and then way over there is another camera. So that's kind of how we have it set up. We got a one screen. We used to have a screen here and there where you can see that track. We just, I'll be honest with you, I just keep forgetting to take it down. But we went to one screen because when you're leading worship and you're in the middle, it's not about me by any means. But when you're leading worship and everybody's looking to the sides, there's a disconnect. So we wanted everybody to be focused on one center thing. Obviously God first, but if we can all just kind of be focused and not moving around, it just makes it a little bit easier for that. Guys, I appreciate you staying around if you stayed this long. In the comment section, if you've seen a piece of equipment or if you want us to make a video over something, please let me know. If you think that we have way too many and this isn't worth anybody's time, I'm a big boy. Out of respect, be nice, but please let me know. I don't want to waste people's time. I want to be effective, and I want to help you guys grow your teams, grow the ministry, and grow people. At our church, we believe we want to be a life-giving church that people want to call home, and we want to go and witness to people and see lost people being saved. So thank you guys for giving me your time. And until next time, God bless. I'm praying for you. Even though I don't know who you are, I'm praying that everybody that watches these videos learns something, gains something, and is blessed by God. Be good. We'll see you in the next one.